This is Underground Opolis. Welcome, everybody. Fiends, fans, friends, family, whoever's watching. It's going to be a good night because this is a little bit unusual of a guest tonight. Comparison, these guys got a little pretty unique little thing going. It's going to be really fun to talk to them here. First off, just one announcement. July 20th, Underground Opolis presents The Ruckus with Fontanium from Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and Midnight Lounge Crew from Louisville, Kentucky. And we've been having this event at 21st in Germantown, 1481 South Shelby Street, Louisville, Kentucky. You know I talk about them a lot because it's practically my second home. But they've been giving me every third Thursday of every month to put on a show, and these two class act bands. Finally, I've been trying to get Midnight Lounge Crew to come on since like February, and finally they came. They've got jobs. I get it. They've all, some of them work at UPS. UPS has odd hours, but they're finally got a date with them to come on in Fontanium. You've probably seen them on Fender's Den of Sin, and if you watch that show, because they've been on that, and they're pretty heavy, pretty cool band, and I'm really excited to see them live. My guest tonight, I'm just going to let them introduce themselves. I'll bring them right on here. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and I know you're from different places. This is why this is unusual.
I'm Robert Zorn of Anger Overdose. I currently live in New Jersey, in the United States of America. Originally from Philadelphia. Uber.
And I'm Ambrose, originally from Philadelphia, living in Lansdale, Pennsylvania now. I'm the guitar player in this operation.
And we have a third member who could unfortunately not make this today. She is Militia. She's our newest member, our second vocalist, and she lives in Australia.
Yeah, I was just talking to Ambrose about that. It's probably an ungodly hour there right now, so compared to us.
Right. She sends her regards. She would have loved to have made it, but unfortunately the timing was just unfortunate for her.
All right. Well, she kind of releases a little solo stuff or something too, doesn't she?
Right. That's how we actually met up with her. She does have a solo single out as well. Yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll get her on another time. Sure. Well, first off, how did you put this together?
This particular track or the band itself?
The band itself.
The band itself, me and Mr. Ambrose have known each other since we were about, since I was maybe 10, you were maybe 11 or 12 at the time?
We're at just about 31 years.
Yeah.
So
we grew up together, childhood friends, grew up, kind of, went off and did our own things, started families and careers and stuff, and then through the magic of Facebook, got back in touch and decided to start working on some music, and I'm more of an industrial producer kind of thing rather than a straight up guitar player. I do play guitar on the songs too, rhythm stuff. But I was looking for someone that could add a little bit of some guitar, some solos. So I hit up my buddy and we agreed to it, and here we are. 3 years later?
About 3 years,
yeah.
And it's been pretty much all remote. I mean, we've gotten together and hung out, but most of this has all been remote recording.
Yeah, all the recording's definitely been remote. Yeah.
That's something I was going to ask. Is how far away from each other are you?
About 2.5 hours. Yeah. 2 hours.
Yeah, that's a good drive for music.
Sure.
Then,
sure.
How did Militia?
You mentioned her single. So we had heard Red Eyes. We were in the middle of finishing up our single 1999 and decided it might sound kind of cool with some female vocals on the chorus. Just through Facebook, I hit her up and said, we're looking for a female. Are you interested? Turns out that she's a massive metalhead and had been following us anyway, and it just worked out. She agreed to do the track, and it turned out real good. And then we offered her a a full-time position in the band, and she accepted. So everything we do moving forward will have her touch.
Damn, I forgot what I was going to ask, and I didn't write it down.
No worries.
Okay, man.
How many songs do you have out?
We had two.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, we have a lot out, actually. I mean, we had 2 albums. And then this year we put out 2 singles so far. By the time this airs, I think our 3rd one will be out. And then the cover of Symphony of Destruction. So 8, 16, 20 something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think there's 9 on the first album, 8 on the second. Yeah, so about 20 songs.
Now, 1999 isn't the Prince song, is it?
No.
Ah.
No.
Just asking.
No worries. No worries. I'm sure there's some people that go looking for it. Maybe they stumble across ours.
So let's talk about the new single "Toxic."
That is a cover.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Just clarify for the audience. That one is definitely a cover. It's a cover of the song "Toxic," made famous by one Miss Britney Spears.
Why did you choose that song?
Well, why did
It kind of fit in when 1999 released. We were going for sort of like that 90s metal-ish vibe, Rob Zombie-ish kind of thing. And when that hit, just the way it came out was so good. So we kind of dropped into this, that's kind of like our niche, you could say, maybe. I mean, Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, we really
that's kind of our style. And like, I had been messing around with the cover of Toxic as a joke. I have a little girl who likes rock music, but she also likes pop music. So she's a Britney Spears fan, and she said it would be kind of funny to hear Daddy do a very heavy metal version of Toxic. So I had recorded it half as a joke, last August or something like that, before Melissa joined the band. Yeah, it was sitting around. It was sitting around for a while, but after 1999 turned out as good as it did, I had sent it to Militia and said to her, this would be pretty fun to do together, and she was all on board. So we, decided, hey, let's finish this up and put it out. And like I said, I also have another child who's 21 who went through the whole Britney Spears thing. So I've been hearing it, since it was released. And of all the pop stars, I figured, hey, let's go with her. So here we are.
Now, this is a studio-only project right now? Or?
Right now. I mean, it's kind of tough with Militia being in Australia. Us being 2 hours apart is tough enough, let alone her being out there. But, we'll see what happens. Maybe sometime next summer, depending on finances, maybe we can try to do something. Maybe we'll fly out there or have her fly out here, start maybe doing something in the local. We'll see how it goes, see what interest is. And,
I mean,
see where it leads.
Worst case scenario, friends of ours are a cover band up in New York who basically, they're a 6-piece band and they've never actually been in the same room together. So if they can do it,
right.
Yeah,
that's true too. We had talked about maybe trying to do like virtual shows like they do. That's what he's referring to. They only play virtually through like streaming. So I mean, it is possible. That's another option that we're looking at. I'd like to get on stage in a bar somewhere and do that, but if possible. But like you said, if not, sure, maybe virtual shows would work.
That would be kind of cool to go to Australia, though. I've always wanted to see it.
Me too.
Sure. Yeah, that would be awesome to go to Australia.
Absolutely.
You think it'd be hard to tour there because it's freaking huge?
I mean, I guess the same thing. Find a city. I'm sure there's a lot of bars. Maybe Militia would know better. I could ask her.
I'd almost bet she hasn't seen all of Australia.
Right.
It's possible.
I mean, maybe she has, but I was like,
right. I won't
That's
speak for her.
I saw you comment, one of you comment on a friend of mine's band on Facebook, a band called Mr. Lugosi. Do you actually know those guys?
Yeah.
I don't
Not like
personally.
in
I've
person.
been.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I've been
Yeah, like
following.
not a person, sure, but yeah, through the Facebook community, we know who they are. We have a pretty like tight knit community, so there's going to be posts shared and memes shared and jokes made, and I got them on my Spotify playlists. Sure, hopefully they've heard me. I can't speak for that, but that would be cool. But you know, yeah.
so you produce this yourselves then?
Well, we produce the song itself. We write them, we put them together, arrange them, and then I bounce out stems, and then I send the stems to a producer for the final touches.
Do you have? And you both can answer. You both can have different answers. And what would you say the most personal song is for you that you have out?
Ooh, well,
I like this question because everybody reacts like that.
right. I mean, it's tough to narrow it down to just one, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick three if that's okay, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'll say one, Anger Overdose, the title track from our title album, and obviously the name of the band. That's pretty personal. I will, and one of the first songs I started writing that kind of like gave birth to the entire project, so that's why that one stands out. Um, it's about stuff that goes on in my head. I won't go into too many details, but it's definitely personal. Then there's another song at the end of that first album called NGU, stands for Never Give Up, which I kind of wrote for my kids. To try to be a little bit more inspirational, to them and show them that even at my age, hey, you can still, keep trying to reach those dreams of yours. And that's also the first solo that Ambrose did for the band, so that makes it stick out there. And then my third choice would probably be 1999, just because it's such a fun, catchy song that I wanted to recapture the vibes of the year 1999 when I turned 18 and everything was just, well, let's just say it was a lot different than it is today. And, I wanted to write a little bit of a tribute song to that. And the fact that it seems to be resonating with a lot of different people and, between the sound and the style and nostalgia stuff, it's just a cool track. I'm really proud of that one and, where it's taken us so far. So, those would be my top three.
Well, I guess if he picks three, I have to pick three. I would agree with 1999. For me, it's mostly because that's the one that really sort of locked us into the next evolution of wherever this is going. Number two would have to be Bayou, which was one of the first ones that we did.
Yeah, that was the first one we dropped too.
Where we actually like fully collaborated on it. I wasn't just like spitting solos to him. And the third one would have to be No God, which is on the second release, which to me is some of my best playing. And it's one that I really felt most connected to as far as style goes at the time.
So NGU isn't about the sexually transmitted infection of the same name.
In fact, I didn't even know it existed. Maybe that's why nobody listens to it. Maybe that's why no one listens to that one, man. That could explain it.
Because when I saw it, that's what I thought.
Nah, I was just trying to be clever and stands for Never Give Up.
I couldn't help but bring that up.
No.
Well, hey, now we can remix it and redo it to be the other thing.
Hey,
it burns.
Exactly. That's fun.
Well, you guys, what would you like to bring up while we're here?
Well, I just want to thank you for reaching out and letting us talk and, help get us our names out there. We're still, trying to get a name. So I just appreciate you just giving us the opportunity to do this at all. I think that's
This
cool.
is great.
But
Yeah.
when can we expect Toxic to be out?
Well, by the time, I believe from our conversation, by the time this airs, it should be out. It's slated to drop on the 28th. So,
It'll already be out. I was gonna say, will there be a pre-save link? I think we discussed this in the messenger.
yeah, right, yeah. Well, we're trying to keep a little bit of a bow and a surprise wrap on this one. So
Oh yeah.
from a marketing standpoint, we're once the pre-save goes out, everybody's going to know what it is. Right now, people are just seeing the artwork and they're asking a lot of questions. And I think it'll make sense if the song finally drops. They follow me on Facebook and our shenanigans. I like to tag Miss Britney Spears, asking her to call me. There's a method to the madness. So when the song comes out, anybody that's been following us for a while is gonna now it makes sense.
But who does the really badass artwork for you guys?
That's Mark Thomas is the guy we hired for 1999 and now Toxic. He's from a band called Disaster Theory. Check them out; they're good too.
Yeah, Disaster Theory, good stuff.
Yeah, very good stuff. They're from Pittsburgh, so they're kind of like neighbors.
Oh, I didn't even know that. They're local to me then. Mostly. Well,
they're from Pittsburgh.
Sort of
well,
local.
yeah, sort of. Yeah, they're from Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Okay, right on. I did not know that. Sweet.
You want to plug in your Bandcamp or anything like that?
All right, now
we're wrap it up.
Right now we're not even doing Bandcamp, but we're on all the major streaming platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on the Instagrams, whatever the kids are using these days. I don't even know. But our music.
Are you on MySpace?
Not anymore. No, maybe yeah. I've been debating it. I kind of miss Tom.
I couldn't resist.
For what it's worth, that was really like a great platform for like this.
It was,
stuff. And it's like, what the hell, man?
Agreed.
Like I slept on Facebook for like 2-3 years. I was like, nope, I'm not getting sucked into another platform. Nope. MySpace is enough, and then MySpace just kept getting worse. So,
right. Yeah.
One time it was great.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
You had the little player you could put right on your page.
It was really good for bands and stuff. That's the thing. Yeah. Facebook isn't like the best for bands, but it's what we have and what I know. So we're making the best of it. We have a nice community of bands that we hang out with online and share each other's stuff, and try to support each other, and cross genre, cross
big shout out. Big shout out to that community, Vox and Sticks, that kind of got that whole thing going. I mean,
Death Pigeon, Shovel Monster, Circle Crow,
Death Pigeon, such a great band name, Death Pigeon.
Such a great dude too. That guy's my
Death Pigeon, if you're watching, we're gonna have to set up a show just because you got a badass name.
I'll get you in touch with him. That's my boy.
I think we follow each other or something. I'm pretty sure we do.
I was on the phone with him earlier today. I talked to that guy all the time. He's my buddy.
We'll just plug in the discussion group. If you like using Facebook, check out the band together discussion group, because it's a really good group. That's how I met these guys.
Oh yeah, that's
how I know of a lot of people now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's getting rather large. It's a great group. Cross genres, like I said, that to me is the awesome thing too. I mean, I'm primarily a metal dude, but it's pretty cool to get exposed to the EDM side of things, the hard rock side of things, the punk rock side of things, the rap side of things. I mean, it's all there, man.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I've only had a couple of rappers on. It seems like I always have trouble a lot of them just don't seem interested in coming on the show. It's like, and I don't know why, because it's a good show, but I get a lot of metal.
There seems to be a lot of metal bands out there, so yeah, I think that's part of it.
You get a lot of metal and cowpunk. I get quite a few cowpunk bands, which that's cool, because maybe it's because I'm in a cowpunk band.
Nice. There you go. Nice.
Because all of a sudden I know cowpunk bands, so it's like maybe that's why I get to you. Guys, do you have a link tree, anything like that?
Nah, not at this particular second, but all our links are on our Facebook profile. Like primarily, that's our major platform for social media at this point. maybe we'll start that later. But
yeah,
I would recommend a link tree.
Link tree. Okay.
Yeah. You check it out once, you'll be like, "Oh, this is why he recommended it."
Yeah, I know what it is. You can put all our socials on there in one spot, so they can cut that, and then they'll have the link to the Facebook, to the Insta, to the TikTok, all in one place. It is convenient. I've just been slacking getting one together, but he's right. I probably should get on that.
There will be a link to Toxic and Anger Overdoses, all their music in the comments. If you like this show, please give it a thumbs up, give it a follow, subscribe on YouTube, whatever you're watching or listening to this on. And it really helps me out, costs you nothing, and it helps the bands out too. Thank you guys for being my guest.
Hey,
I'm your host, Rob Lyon, signing off.